Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear students, I am Muhammad Asif Qureshi, Assistant Professor of Chemistry, working at Government Boys Degree College, Kasmabad, Hyderabad. Today, I am here with you to deliver my first lecture of Chemistry first year syllabus from chapter number 6, which is the chemical equilibrium. And in today's lecture, I will cover these three things: irreversible reactions, reversible reactions, and chemical equilibrium or equilibrium state. Dear students, if you recall your memories, you must remind that in the previous chapter, chapter number 5, we deal with two types of reactions there. First was the endothermic reactions and second was the exothermic reactions. And those two types of reactions we deal with were on the basis of energy change. Endothermic reactions were those which were completed with the absorption of energy, while exothermic reactions were those which were completed with the evolution or liberation of energy. But right now, in this particular chapter, we have to deal with irreversible and reversible reactions, and these two types of reactions we are dealing with are based upon the direction of the reaction. So let's start our lecture. The first type of reactions I am going to start with are the irreversible reactions. Irreversible reactions are those chemical reactions which proceed to completion in a definite direction. It means that once the reaction starts in a direction, it completes when whole the amount of reactants are converted into the products, and once products are formed, the products will never convert them back into the reactants again. So such type of reactions in which the reactants are completely converted into the products are called irreversible reactions. My dear students, irreversible reactions are also called one-way reactions because they always proceed in one direction, single direction. Generally, we represent the irreversible reactions by placing a single-headed arrow between the reactants and products. This is the single-headed arrow. The direction of the arrow indicates that the reaction starts from A and B and it ends when the products are converted into C and D. So this is the general example of irreversible reaction. Reactions of ionic compounds are usually irreversible in nature. For example, sodium chloride is reacted with silver nitrate to produce silver chloride and sodium nitrate. In this particular example, sodium chloride and silver nitrate are the reactants, while silver chloride and sodium nitrate are the products. After irreversible reactions, if I talk about the reversible reactions, Reversible reactions are those chemical reactions which never proceed to completion in a definite direction. In other words, we can say that these are the reactions which take place in both the directions, that is forward as well as backward. Simultaneously, they are called reversible reactions. Dear students, the reversible reactions are also called both way reactions or two-way reactions. They are generally represented by placing a double-headed arrow double-headed arrow between the reactants and products. So this is the general representation of reversible reactions. If I write a general example here, A plus B makes C plus D. This double-headed arrow indicates that the reactants are converting themselves into the products. At the same time, products are converting themselves into the reactants again. My dear students, the reactions of covalent compounds are generally reversible in nature, provided that all the reactants and products are kept in the same container under same conditions of temperature and pressure. This is the must condition for a reversible reaction to take place, that in the same container in which you made to react the reactants together, the products must have to be formed in the same container, so the temperature and pressure conditions must be same for them. And the second must condition for a reversible reaction to take place is that the reaction must be entirely in the liquid phase or in the gaseous phase. In other words, I must say that the reaction must be in liquid state or in gaseous state. These are two must conditions for a reversible reaction to take place. Now, the third term to be used in this chapter is chemical equilibrium or equilibrium state. Before starting the chemical equilibrium or equilibrium state, if I give you some examples of the reversible reactions, This is the first example in which nitrogen gas is reacted with hydrogen gas to make ammonia gas. N2 plus 3H2 makes 2NH3. This is the first example of a reversible reaction. The second example is reaction between acetic acid and ethyl alcohol to form ethyl acetate and water. CH3COOH plus C2H5OH equals to CH3COO C2H5 plus H2O. The third example of a reversible reaction I am writing here, and after that we will start the next term, chemical equilibrium. It is the dissociation of phosphorus pentachloride PCl5 to give PCl3 and Cl2. Phosphorus pentachloride is dissociated, it will give rise to the formation of PCl3, phosphorus trichloride, along with chlorine gas. So these are a few examples of the covalent compounds which are the reversible reactions. Now proceeding further, I am going to start the third term to be discussed in today's lecture, and that is the chemical equilibrium or equilibrium state. Now one thing you must understand here, my dear students, that in this particular chapter we have to deal with the reversible reactions only. Irreversible reactions on which we talk about were only to differentiate between the two types of reactions. In this particular chapter, from now onwards, we have to deal with the reversible reactions. So chemical equilibrium or equilibrium state is the state which is acquired during a reversible reaction when the rate of forward direction reaction becomes equal to the rate of backward direction reaction. If I am going to write the definition of this term, I must say the state during a reversible reaction when the rate of forward direction reaction becomes equal to the rate of backward direction reaction is called chemical equilibrium state. Now this is must to be understood here that at equilibrium state the reversible reaction does not stop. Rather, chemical equilibrium is the state when the reaction proceeds in both the directions with the same rate. That the rate of forward direction reaction, yani rate of conversion of reactants becomes equal to the rate of conversion of products. So at this particular point, the reaction is said to be achieved the chemical equilibrium state. You must have learned the conditions of equilibrium with your physics teachers, as there are two types of equilibrium conditions. One is the static equilibrium, other is the dynamic equilibrium. I must tell you here that chemical equilibrium does not represent the static type of equilibrium, rather it is the dynamic equilibrium, because at this equilibrium state the reaction doesn't stop. Only the rate of the forward reaction becomes equal to the rate of backward reaction. I mean to say that reaction must goes on in both the directions, but the rate of both the directions becomes equal to each other. While if I give you a few examples of static equilibrium, a table lying on a book lying on a table is the best example of static equilibrium, or children on a seesaw is the other example of static equilibrium, while chemical equilibrium is the dynamic form of equilibrium, because in that type of equilibrium the constant interchanging of the particles in motion is observed. Means the reacting particles are converting themselves into the products particles, at the same time the products particles are converting themselves into the reacting particles. There is a graph representing the equilibrium state. In this graph, the concentrations of reactants and products are taken on the y-axis, while the time is taken on the x-axis. When the reaction starts, the products concentration is said to be 0, while the concentration on the reactant side is supposed to be full. By the passage of time, as the time goes on, the reactants concentration becomes decreasing, while the concentration of products goes on increasing. When the reaction reaches equilibrium point, now the rate of the formation of products and the rate of the formation of reactants becomes equal to each other. Here TE is the time at which the reaction takes to achieve the equilibrium state. So this is the simple graph representing the equilibrium state. And once these curves become flat in the form of these lines, it indicates that now the reaction has reached the equilibrium state, that is the rate of the formation of products and rate of the formation of reactants becomes equal. Here I must give you a general example in which we started a reaction with the reactants A and B. When these reactants A and B react together to give you the product C and D, initially the forward reaction predominates, that the reaction proceeds in the forward direction. Once whole amount of A and B consumes to form C and D, now the reaction will start going in the backward direction. But now, as soon as the products
convert themselves into the reactants again. The reactants will start converting into the products. In other words, we can say that both the reactions will go on simultaneously. In this way, a state will come when the rate of forward direction reaction becomes equal to the rate of backward direction reaction, and that particular state is called the equilibrium state or chemical equilibrium. So that's all, my dear students, for today. Inshallah, tomorrow with a new lecture, we will be together again, and the topic we will discuss tomorrow will be the law of mass action of or law of equilibrium. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.